Okay, so let's talk about this right here. I mean, look at that. Crazy town, right? So
Yes.
you said it was like 6 months or whatever, like December, New Year's, and then January where you were at like 15,000, 16,000, and then January, and then next week, boom, double your subscriber base, and then boom, boom. I mean, if you're watching it on YouTube, you could see it's just kind of like this. If you're listening and you're not looking at the visual on YouTube, it's like this literal like spike up and then like a hill, an upwards cliff. It was like a flat line, and then boom. Mm-hmm. So let's talk 100%. About this.
So this had to been like, looking back, like it's almost like borderline like magical. Like honestly, sure. It was like just talking about that like gut feeling, like when you really have it, like chase it, because it would have been actually back in November. I had this. I can't even remember. It was a BuzzFeed video at the time. I was watching a lot of BuzzFeed video because obviously they're really good at. Just their format's really easy to watch. Yeah, and like their titles, all that. So I don't even want to know how many BuzzFeed videos I've gone and just like took notes. And so I was really down that. And I stumbled on one BuzzFeed did, and they did Tom Brady's diet for a day. And it had so many views. I was like, they did it for a day? Like you can't even like say anything. Like, anyone could do anything for a day. I was like,
that's stupid.
So it was like so dumb. And I remember I was like, hey, I'm going to try it for a month and just see what happens. I was like, because I've been playing around with like showing other trainings and just diet, everything. So I was like, hey, I'm going to try it. And I remember at the time filming it because I was working in a bar. People ask you to drink, they eat out, and they're like, what, like, why you aren't? Because like I don't have to, like I don't have weight to lose or anything. So I wasn't doing it for that sense. I was like, no, I'm doing it for a YouTube video. And the looks people gave me, like, oh, how many viewers do you have? I was like, oh, I got like 8,000, and like, oh, okay, this girl is like, okay, like, yeah. And then, so I filmed it for a month, and I had all the footage, and I went home for Christmas. Like I was reaching, I think that was the first sense I've ever had kind of like a burnout, but I'd felt a little bit of pull in the right direction towards YouTube because I got my first actual like chunk of money because I had a couple videos that were doing well just from like SEO. So I was kind of like, okay, you can actually like make some money on YouTube. Like I couldn't live off it, but it was like rent was a lot easier to pay that month. And so I had the video on all the footage, and I just had this really good feeling about it. And so Tom Brady did it for a month, went to Christmas, but I just needed time with family. I'd been away for 6 months. And I kept putting off editing this video for so long. I don't know what it was. I was like, oh, I'll edit then. And I just kept pushing it back. And I was like, I'll give myself 2 weeks off from YouTube. And I knew I wanted to publish it right at the beginning of January, just more so. I didn't even think at the time with New Year's resolutions in the fitness world. I just thought, I like, and now I'm like, why was that not so obvious? I just needed the time off. And just being 100% transparent, I gone out on New Year's, had a bit too much to drink, woke up with a bit of a buzz after an hour of sleep, and went and edited this video. And I've never edited a video like this. Like I just got like trapped. They usually get in that Zen, like kind of flow zone, but like this was nothing. Like I didn't get up to pee, drink water, eat anything for like 7 hours. Like I just sat and did this on my mom's couch. So it was ready to go the next day when I was flying. And so I made that video. I was really excited about it. Like something just felt really good. I was like, I think this is going to be my video. Like this is going to like do well. That's all I just thought. I was like, this is going to be a new direction, new year, like really excited the content I'm going to be producing. And then that's when everything went to crap. I went to that night export it to YouTube because I had an early morning flight. So I told all my subscribers at the time who I loved, it was like under 10,000. I was like, you guys, I'm going to upload every Tuesday, Thursday, or this time, 5 o'clock. I won't miss an upload for the entire year. Like that was my strategy for growth. And I wake up in the morning and my cord was unplugged by like this much. So it didn't export. And I had to hop on the plane. So like my whole spiel
so you're like, oh no.
I thought that was my growth. And to start the year being like, this video wasn't going to go up. That was my entire thing. Like I just felt crushed. I was like, maybe YouTube isn't for me. Maybe I should quit. Like you put so much work into it. All the signs aren't happening. Like I got back to Toronto. My Wi-Fi was half decent in the apartment. I went to export it. I was like, hey, I'll just be like 5 hours late. And then for whatever reason, this video, sorry if I'm going on too much of a tangent.
No, it's just a good story. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it happened. So I got back to my apartment. It was taking forever. And I was like, hey, it's going to go up on Friday, the next day. And I just remember going to bed. I didn't sleep that night. I was crushed. I was like, put so much work, like a month of my life to this video. And like, I thought this was going to be my calling on YouTube, and it was just not happening. So I woke up in the morning. It was 9:34 a.m. specifically. I remember I was like, this video is just like, I didn't care at this point. I was like, I'm done. There's nothing I can do. I put every inch of my soul into this, and it didn't work. I was like, okay, whatever. And I hit I threw together some thumbnail, like just like absolutely like whatever, kind of chopped some things, pressed upload, slammed my computer, and it was like snowstorm in Toronto. I put on like winter jacket, bundled up, blasted some music, and just walked up and down the street, like downtown, for like an hour, and just like crushed, mortified. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, why am I in Toronto alone? I just went back to my family. I was like, I'm just gonna move back, like everything. And then I came back to see how my video is doing. And back then, if I had something like 10, I felt it was like 10 views per 10 minutes. So like if I had 60 views in the first hour, the video was doing good. And like, what I thought was good. And it had something like 1,000. And it had like all these comments from people who never comment, because I knew the 10 people that commented on my video. Yeah. And none of these, and like, so I remember texting my friends. I was like, I don't want to like jinx anything, but like, I think this video is doing like really well. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I checked back in a couple hours, and it was like doubling like this. And like within 6 hours, I had more views than I had subscribers. So I was like, no, this is like trend, like somehow catching on. So that's when I texted my friends. I was like, no, guys, like I think this could go viral. And then that the algorithm, I think it was just like picked perfect timing. Like, yeah. And it just went like, it didn't go trending page, but from what I heard from just a whole bunch of people who've seen me via it, I was just like on everyone's home screen for a couple days. Yeah. So,
that's just crazy. And yeah, that's it right there, right?
Yep. That's my baby that I it's so cringe now, but yeah.
And then the thumbnail, you said you just kind of threw that thumbnail together. I mean, it's not a bad thumbnail.
It's kind of like I see now, like it's so many pieces of it that I see why it went viral, like, but I didn't even plan around it. But like, it is such a dramatic, like after photo, and like, but some of it's so funny. Like I put a random chicken breast in the left-hand corner. Like, I know. It's like I see, but like some of it, like it is so random. Yeah. And but I wouldn't change a thing of it now.
Yeah. And then what are some of the other reasons why you think it went viral?
I think like one of the things, it was like, who loses too much weight? Like that's just
because you lost too much weight. That's part of
like I was doing it more just like from a health thing. Like I was feeling bloated, wanted to improve my digestion, but just how he eats it, it's so low calorie. I ended up not realizing it and losing. Like I said, it wasn't supposed to be like a weight loss thing, but I ended up just losing. So I just documented it, and it was just like little things I took from BuzzFeed that would be so people wouldn't even realize. But even the beginning, how I made it very much like dramatic, just showing like clips of and then the before and after, and just there was just so many just like little things that now really break apart the video. I didn't even plan. It just kind of, that's why I was like, it just flowed together. And then it was a long video that I think I just made it so people didn't want to click off. And obviously that's what YouTube favors, longer videos people don't exit out of. But so it was just like, I don't want to say like meant to be.
Yeah, but all the stars aligned to exactly, kind of like you said, like it was the beginning of the year. So two people were thinking about diets and all that. You didn't even plan that. The video is, what, 18 minutes long. So that's a decently long video. Do you take a look at your analytics to see kind of what percentage of the video people are watching?
So I have now. Back then, I didn't even know that existed. So like now, like I've dipped a bit more into it. Like that video, people watch like way more into it than like any other video for most. But like I've studied analytics a lot more, so I do try to take into account and watch when people exit out of and that kind of stuff. But at the time, I had no idea behind that.
But this one now, you're saying people do watch like the majority of this video?
So yeah, that was like the biggest one. Like I want to say it was like a big chunk of it, like over 50%.
Over 50?
Like something like, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I haven't did that for a while, but it was definitely like people didn't exit out of it. And I think that's why it did so well.
Yeah, because for a 18-minute video, I mean, that's really good. That's a lot of watch time that you're accumulating. Yeah. And now at, 3 million plus views, 3.5 million views, I mean, that's insane. And so then you had this video go out, and then your subscribers just kind of like I mean, that's crazy. Look, you're like so the day, it looks like the day you uploaded it must have been around like January 6th, 7th, around that time.
So
6th, 7th,
it was the 4th, the Friday.
Oh, okay.
I distinctly remember. Things like, that's why I said when at first I was like, oh, so those 6 months were the hardest 6 months of my life. I was like, yes and no, in that like it was hard because I wasn't seeing it. But this was when I told myself, like, I've never cut out, like, it's a lot of things cut out, but I was saying sacrifices, like I'm coming into that balance now in my life. But when that happened, I was like, Keltie, the algorithm likes you for whatever reason. And if you don't put every inch of your soul and everything into this right now, this is like your one shot. Like, this is your opportunity. You kill it. And that's why I mean, like, those challenges I was doing, like my whole body looking back at it. But like, I was like, you gotta do it now. And then I gave myself, like I said, I gave myself to end of May. My girlfriends teased me about it for so long. I was like, I'm not texting. I'm open no dating apps. I'm not texting no boys. I'm not going out and partying. I'm not drinking nothing. I was like, like, come June, I'll do that. But I was like, that was every inch. Like, money was tight. Everything was into there. Nothing but. And I'd say it paid off for sure. Yeah.
So how did you follow up? Okay, so the Tom Brady video was, let's see, earlier 6 months ago. Okay. Do you see it?
It's still a bit further back.
A little further back. Okay. So
yeah, it should be right
there. We go. Okay, so here we go. So then, like you said, and that's super smart, because like when the YouTube algorithm is favoring you, you got to ride that. I mean, you got to like put out video. So how did you follow that up?
So my kind of rationale is like, hey, this kind of content does well, and like even I feel that's kind of a good way to grow on YouTube is you should have a purpose behind YouTube and your YouTube and your channel, but your content can kind of change with the trends. So obviously right now, like I tried to, like, people really liked the kind of like male testing different diets workouts. So I was like, hey, I'm going to play around with that. And as long as like I know the message behind my channel is always just be like, enjoy that, like, joyfulness of life, laugh, get more out of your life, have your life bring you more, enjoy fitness, fun. I was like, hey, that can be the message behind it for video, but the trend towards getting people that message is these videos. So I did The Rock, and then I did Mark Wahlberg, and then I tried a few of the girls. So like I found the girls one actually did, the Victoria's Secret one, like did that. That one was actually just that was just I was kind of like doing for a year, and so that this was kind of a talk, and so that one did well. And then it's a bit of an experiment, and still to this day, like, you never really know what's going to do well, but you can kind of
Michael Phelps,
get a better grasp. Yeah,
The Rock.
So I just decided,
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So you said that the ones where you tried like guys workout, so girl versus The Rock, and you did, Michael Phelps 12,000 calorie diet and workout.
Yeah.
That one did really well. You did intermittent fasting, did pretty good. The apps, no, that's 33. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Oh, the J-Lo's, that one's pretty good.
Yep. See, funny, that one didn't do very well when I first published it. It just started doing well in the last little bit. And so sometimes that happens. I find I will do something and it won't catch on right away, and it will catch on later. Like even that was the first video I've ever had. Not that one, but we're talking like 3 years ago. We were saying my first videos that ever did well is I made 3 years ago intro to kickboxing video. And that was the beginning of a series of me testing different workouts. And it flopped. It flopped. Like, it was the worst viewed video I ever had. And but I was so passionate about it. Passionate. But like the only things that did well on my channel were like Lululemon hauls and like the very basic videos that I hated doing. Yeah. But I was like, hey, you can't do that. And then I was looking at my analytics actually like 6 months later, and I noticed this video was getting traction because SEO, like, that was the only video people had posted on what to expect your first kickboxing class. Yeah. And so because it just kind of started. Yeah. And so like after like a year after it posted, it got like 100,000 views. And
where was it? So it was just chilling there for a while, and all of a sudden it started taking off a year later.
So I was like, and that was around the time I had gone to, I guess I even forgot about this. This is around the time I went to Toronto, and I was like, that was like my sign to continue on these, like, trying different training and all that. I was like, I tried boxing and did other things. And to this day, I still do those kind of, like, literally I'm doing, I've trained like a boxer for a month right now. That's funny. But like, see, back
I
then,
see all the Lululemon, yeah.
and those are the only things people would watch of mine. And so, but then later on, that the kickboxing one, the one I was actually super passionate about, started catching on. And then, like I said, when it caught on,
you did a ton of like fitness clothing. Like you had a lot of fitness clothing.
Yeah. So that was the thing, is like, I've been creating content for years, and like no one was watching it back then. And like I always say, it taught me a lot. And so sometimes, like, I feel a lot of people, that's a big thing. And I tell everyone this all the time. They're like, oh, I don't want to start because I don't know how. And like, I'm not ready. And I'm like, the only way you learn how to edit, what does well, all that, is doing it. And the thing is, no one's actually watching you when you start. So take it as a blessing. Like, there's obviously the outliers, like the Peter McKinnons and that, and like Casey Neistats that come on.
But like Peter McKinnon, he's a trained photographer. Yeah. Like that's what he does. So you can't really compare yourself.
And I tell people, he's been working for 10 years. He just didn't work on YouTube. Okay, you could take 10 years off YouTube, do what he does, and then come on. Yeah. You can do that. Or take those 10 years on YouTube, and perfect it. And like that's how you learn. I was like, and that's just part of it. Like you don't become perfect overnight. Like you literally have to train. And so like that's kind of just, I put in the years back then, and I had no idea what I was doing, and the content was crap, but that's how you learn how to make good content.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good message too, because I think that there's a lot of people, especially people that are listening to this or watching this on YouTube, that maybe have been doing it for a few years, and they see somebody like you, maybe doesn't know your backstory, and like, oh, who's this girl that just came on and like had this Tom Brady video, and now she's like 100,000. You know, you probably grew 100,000 subscribers in a span of like a couple months, but you'd been working at it for years.
And that's like, it's almost like a little frustrating, because I get it quite often. People are like, oh, you blew up, overnight success. I'm like legit the complete opposite of an overnight success. Yeah. I put in, my fitness journey has been 28 years in making, from just like my mom was a fitness instructor. I played, up to college basketball. So like fitness was always part of my life. So that part. And then, movie editing I've been doing for 10 years, YouTube specifically 5 years. And like, so 10 years of work for one video that blew up. So like, it's almost like that's how much work for that. And so I do have this belief that you can, no matter what, like, there's people who go viral, and it's freaks and they didn't put in the work, but they never have staying power, because those people that do have the freak video that does well, for whatever reason, it was really clickbaity. They don't know, like, it was just a freak. And so very seldomly, unless they are already, famous, but once again, if you're famous already, you already put in the work. Yeah. So like, it always comes.
Or you had a family member who did.
Like something, like even the Kardashians, like something, like everyone had something, like the hard work, and like, whether it be your parents put in the hard work and so you're reaping the benefits, or you educate, it always happens. And if you didn't, and it was a freak, like you said, you fall off. And I see it all the time. There's people who make that one video and they can't sustain it. And that's why I was able to sustain it and blow up.
You've been training for this moment for 10, 15 years of your life.